Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my dad, John Rush, behind the camera. And this is the review of the 2016 Ford F150. This is not completely redesigned for this year, but was completely redesigned last year. Some of you are familiar with this. This is the aluminum body style. It has the aluminum panels, helps make this truck a lot lighter, a lot more fuel efficient in terms of the engines, and just how this truck works. You can pull a lot more with this trailer, or not with this trailer, with this truck. Absolutely fantastic. One of the first F-150 we've driven in a little bit here, and it was a very, very pleasant experience, something that we were absolutely just ecstatic about. So let's get into the truck. I'm going to go over a few features before we get into it. So the F-150, what's new for 2016? The new Sync 3 system. It no longer has the MySync system. For some of you, you're going to think, what is that? And for others, you're going to be, thank the Lord. This is an absolute upgrade in our opinion. It also has new luxurious limited trim available on it. And it also has a Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which we'll get into here in just a second. A couple other things. 3 cab styles. This is the Super Crew cab style. It has regular, super cab, or super crew. The super cab is just an extended super the super crew is obviously just a crew cab. 3 bed lengths depending on the cabs, and 6 trim levels. Is also a plethora of options available. So with that, let's get on into the truck. We'll do a quick walk around, and again, for those of you that are familiar with Ford, the blue oval, whatever you want to call it, you'll look at this truck and you'll say, wow, exactly. Others, those of you who are not, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So again, as we walk around, we don't have the lights on, but all of this lights up in a nice orange around here when you do lock the car, even at night. Has great headlights, just awesome, lights up the entire road. Really, really very, very cool. This does have the Lariat trim package, which actually, let me make sure I'm saying it right. The 502A trim package on it, which is a $7,000 options, and you can even see the Lariat badging right here. And I'll kind of step out for the shadow purposes. Does have the running boards on here. There are available power assist and power assist step options available to where those can be hidden if you so choose. This does have the shorter of the bed options on this, again, the Super Crew cab configuration. And as we come around to the back, we will show you that. Again, it does have the shorter of the two, about 5.5 foot bed for for this F-150. Ride quality, actually fairly good. Again, this is a full-size truck, or not full, it's a half-ton pickup. Is it going to be the best in the class? No. You're going to have Ram, who has some of those dampeners in the rear suspension, the air suspension and capabilities and add-on packages. But we actually own a 2014 Silverado when Chevrolet redid theirs, and in my opinion, this truck rides a lot smooth, or not quite as smooth as that in our opinion, but has a lot of other features to make up for it. So with that, actually, Dad, why don't we just kind of roll into the back here. One thing I will note, and I am going to show everyone, got a couple different sets of keys. So if you wanted to, it looks like there's a lot of keys on here. If you wanted to, the only key fob you would need is just this guy. That's it. It has everything else you would need on it. Part of the reason is because this truck has a locking bed on it. So when you lock the car, this is locked as well. Okay, you don't have to worry about messing with that. A cool feature, and for those of you that saw this on the key fob now, is you don't have to come up and hit the button to put down the tailgate. You just have to hit this twice, and it unlocks it and drops it down. Again, a nice soft lift tailgate. Really fantastic. A cool feature. Some of you are going to say, I don't need that in a truck. Well, you know what? Some people want that. Again, this is stepping up into the more luxurious category of trucks. Definitely something that I'm a fan of. So you've got nice tie-down hooks there all the way throughout. Some nice bed lighting, LED bed lighting right there. You can get optional spray-in bed liners or drop-in bed liners depending on your taste. One thing I will note, this is with one hand. Again, that easy lift tailgate helps you to raise it up. Also, one other thing we will note, there's no physical put down of the tailgate, or actual lever handle you want to say. It's just an actual electronic switch in here. So you push that, and again, you can kind of hear it unlock. We drove one of these at one of our press events actually about a year ago now. It was a pretty much decked out high-end model, almost $70,000 for that truck, and we'll get into just a little bit why. Again, we'll talk about, you do have the receiver hitch right here. You have your connection for campers, as well as your normal trailer connections right there. Again, this does have the Pro Backup Assist on it, or Backup Trailer Assist. We would try it out, but it's better for you if you have a dedicated truck and trailer, because you have to add these little stickers, you have to mark out the points, you have to measure certain things on your trailer, and for us, only having this truck for a short amount of time is a little bit difficult to do that. But Ford has the best system, actually I think probably the only system in the entire industry that will literally, you don't even have to hardly touch the truck, it will back it up for you to where all you got to do is get out, unwind your trailer, hook up the trailer connector for all the lights, make sure all your safety chains and pull away cable are on there, and you're all set, ready to go. And you can actually even pre-program different trailers inside the truck, and I'm not sure exactly how many you could program, but that is an option. So with that, we'll actually hop around to the back seat, kind of show you what that looks like, and we'll go from there. All right, fans, we're here for the back seat, 2016 Ford F150. This does have the Lariat package on it, so we'll get right into it right here. Nice wide opening right here. You do have the steps. I'm going to show you this before I hop in. You can lift all of these seats up, and they do lock into place, so they're not going to come down. There's a nice power inverter right here that you can take the cover off of. We're going to leave it on for right now, but you do have the capability of making this a nice wide open floor, and in order to set the seat down, you let it sit down, go like that. And also, if you have trouble, if you don't have anyone in the passenger seat, you can actually fold down these headrests to prevent it from making it easier for you to see. So hop in. As you can see, more than enough room. This is sat for actually a 6'4" individual right now. This seat is in an exit position, and I have more than enough room. I still have, I don't know, Dad, what would you say, probably 8 inches there of leg room. A lot of leg room. Absolutely awesome for this truck. What do we have on the center console here? Well, not only do you have a dedicated actual power port that's built into it, but you have another kind of cigarette lighter port right down here. 2 vents, as well as these 2 outboard seats are heated, which is really, really nice. A great feature. And you do have cup holders. I'll show you that right here in the middle, which again is a very nice feature. One other thing before we hop out, I'm going to show you the door trim. A lot of storage in here, cup holders down here, just some extra storage pockets, a plethora of that. Nice wood grain right here. Absolutely, honestly, very much a fan of that and what Ford has done. Added some very nice subtle features. Again, getting in and out of the truck, very easy to do. With that, we'll go to the front seat. All right, fans, we're here for the front seat. Just going to give a brief overview of some of the major features, the aesthetics, and then when we're in the kind of the back, the cameras in the back seat, we'll show you a little bit more of the features. But first, I want to show you the door. Again, very similar to the back seat, a little bit more space. You have a little bit kind of an extra a storage compartment right there. Really nice, handy features. Again, wood grain right there. One thing we're going to show you right along the door frame, a nice subtle feature. They've input the F-150 into there. Really nice subtle feature for us. Very nice, soft leather seats. Very, very comfortable to ride in. You could definitely take long trips in order to, or in this vehicle, and you would have no issues in this truck, I should say. Nice, again, leather wrapped all the way up here on the front. You also have a wood grain on the interior right here on the inset of that dash, and you can set different things right there. Nice storage compartment, glove box right there. As far as power, up here you've got your full, again, very similar to the back seats, your full actual wall outlet plug-in style there. Full 110, as well as your 12-volt connector right there. Dual climate control. We'll get into the Sync 3 system here in a second. Steering wheel, same thing. Lighting control. Very nice big glove box. Again, we'll show you that in the back. No sunroof. I will note that. On this particular model, I know it's options, and as far as options for this truck goes, before those of you kind of beat us up about it, no, we could spend all day literally going over every single option available for the F-150. You can literally customize these trucks however you want to. They start out, and I'm going to make sure I get these right, and we'll get this before we get in the driving portion. They start out at $26,430 for the basic work truck sort of version of the F-150, and they top out, as I mentioned earlier in the review, at nearly $70,000 depending on the interior refinements that you want. And you can even get on something such, or on a truck such as this, something as massaging seats. And some of you are going to say, I don't need massaging seats. Well, you may not need it, but it's an option available for you. So with that, I'll actually have my dad hop into the back. We'll go for a drive, and before that, we'll go over the rest of the interior of the 2016 Ford F-150. All right, fans, we're here for the driving portion. As I mentioned before, we're going to go over a few of the quick interior features really quick. So kind of bear with us. We're going to go through these. Again, the first Ford, we've been in here for a little bit and wanted to make sure we cover everything for all you fans out there. In terms of controls right here, what do you have? You've got your four-wheel drive control, so you can be in 2 high, 4 automatic, 4 high, 4 low, all from the switch of or turn of a knob right there. Here's your trailer backup control right here. Again, you can change that, and we would get into that more if we had more time. We don't, so we encourage you to get out and test that yourself. Hard to see, but you do have an integrated brake controller right in the back right here. Your physical volume and tune knobs, which again, myself, I'm about 5'9", 5'10", easy to use and operate, a very nice feature. Dual climate controls, heated and ventilated front seats. All of your climate controls are right here, very easy to use, very easy to operate. It is hard to see, but I will see if you can get it up here. But this does have a nice wood grain cover right here for if you wanted to put your phones or whatever it might be here in the front cab. You do have 2 USB ports down there along with another power port. So plenty of power here in the front seat. 2 nice size cup holders. One thing I will say about this slot, about what it's perfect for, a phone. iPhone 6s easily fits there, and it's actually very perfect for what this is meant for. Here's the glove box, big glove box. That'll see if you can kind of get over. Nice storage right here. Even down to here, you do have a power port. One thing I will note, Ford, I would like to see more USB ports, especially in here in the center console, to be able to set your phone or an iPad or whatever it might be instead of putting it here, because as you'll notice, again, I've got an iPhone 6s Plus. It will fit in here, but I would like to be able to have the option of putting it down into here. Something that's small, not a huge thing, not a make or break thing for us for this truck, just something we wanted to point out. So we'll close that. One thing I didn't mention in the back seat, you do have 2 cup holders right here, which is really nice for your back seat, as well as you've got 2 that come down from the middle seat. So you've total of 6 for 5 passengers, which is a really nice feature. Steering wheel controls, Dad, I'm not sure if you can get kind of the center or the driver console. Really easy to use. Again, we could spend all day going through everything. You have a towing mode that you can go through. You can go through the actual truck information, trip and fuel. You can do all sorts of different things. You can customize your My View. One thing I will note on this truck, I would highly recommend as an option, it does have an oversized, I believe it's a 36-gallon fuel tank. It's about a $400 options. Increased our capacity for our fuel up to 750 miles on 1 tank of gas for this 5-liter V8, which is absolutely incredible. Miles per gallon, I've been able to average about 19. My dad has just gotten in this truck, so we would definitely like to see that go up, and I'm pretty confident that it will with his not so lead foot. One last thing before we start taking a drive. This is the new Sync 3 system, and I will say from our experience with the MySync system, and we actually have a family member who has that system currently on an Explorer, this is a much better system. Ford, you've done an excellent job. It's very responsive, so if you want to go to audio, you have the ability, climate, which you can control all of these same controls down here, not to mention your heated steering wheel up here. Your phone, you can do recent calls, contacts. You can actually type into type in an actual phone number. You can use Siri up here. The navigation system works really, really well. Or you can go to home. Again, you can customize this. You've got your radio, your iPhone right here, as well as your navigation. A couple other features that we'll go through right here. It does have Wi-Fi in this vehicle. You've heard that with a lot of other manufacturers. They're starting to do that. You can change a lot of the different vehicle settings, the door keypad that Ford is famous for. Two last things before we get going. Ambient lighting. You can actually change the lighting inside this truck to one of, 7 different colors. Absolutely fantastic in terms of what it is. Oh, and not to mention you control how much of the lighting is actually shown. So that would be all the way down. That would be all the way up. Very nice, cool, luxurious feature. Some of you are going to say, I don't care. Some of you are going to say, wow, That is a cool feature, and I'm in that second category. A last feature, which we will get into, but this does have the My Key system on it, which actually allows you to get alerts from valets. Not only that, but your teen drivers as well, if they're outside of a certain time frame or doing some things that you don't want them to do. So with that, we'll jump in, and while we have you zoomed in, we'll show you the backup camera. Really easy to use, really easy to operate. Kind of show you what this looks like. You can get very close to the curbs. You do have the dynamic grid lines that we like to call and like to say. I will show you what the trailer backup looks like. I'm going to hit it real quick on here. You'll notice it changes to the trailer view, and if we were set up correctly, we could do it. And right now it says locating sticker. So like I said, we're not going to get into that too much, but it does give you a more of a overhead view of that. Really, really cool. And you can also change some of the features again by zooming in right there or zooming out depending on what you're doing. So with that, let's take a quick drive. And then we'll give you our opinion of the 2016 Ford F150. So driving, in terms of quietness, definitely top of the line, a leader in its class in our opinion. In terms of ride comfort, I think that there's a little bit more to be desired with an empty bed. Now, when you do get some cargo in here, and we did have some cargo a little bit earlier this week, it definitely dampens that a little bit. But is it very, very jostling? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's not going to be like you're riding in a 3/4 or 1-ton pickup. But in terms of quietness, I'll be quiet and let you listen. Very, very quiet interior. Very, very nice in terms of talking. My wife and I actually took a trip of about 100 miles round trip this past week, and we could talk very easily, didn't have to talk over anything. Very, very easy to operate. This does have rain sensing wipers, automatic headlights that go off and on. A lot of luxurious features, again, that you're not going to find on a lot of vehicles that you will find on this truck, which is absolutely fantastic. You have blind spot monitoring. One thing about the rear, about the backup camera, it does have rear cross traffic alert as well, which actually had that happen in a parking lot yesterday. The camera was beeping at me. I said, there's nothing back there. Sure enough, turned my head right before I backed up. There was a car that was waiting for me before they to actually pull into my parking space. So with that, we'll actually kind of pull over right here because it's a little bit easier to talk to you all. What do we think of this 2016 Ford F150? Absolutely fantastic. Like I mentioned, this is one of the first Fords we've been in a little bit, and we're very pleasantly surprised. I love what Ford has done with the exterior. The only con I could see of that is the aluminum body is going to be a little bit more costly to repair. Something you're going to have to be aware of. It's a proven fact as of right now, until body shops and dealerships get more experienced in terms of working with the aluminum bodies, that cost is probably going to be up there just because the old metal bodies are going to be the same. As far as interior creature comforts and riding comforts, top of the line. This is the most luxurious truck on the inside for the half-ton pickup, and it's not even the most luxurious pickup truck Ford makes that we've been in personally. Just in my opinion, there's a lot of creature comforts, interior comforts that I really like on this truck that you can't find on other trucks in its class. Ambient lighting, My Key system, a few of those others, even a few safety features that are on this vehicle that aren't on its competitors. So overall, very pleased with this truck. Ford, in our opinion, you've done a great job on it. Again, they did the redesign a couple of years ago. Now they're starting to redesign the 3/4 and half-ton, or 3/4 and 1-ton pickups that we're very excited to see. One last feature, and I know we're going to get caught on this if I don't mention it. Behind your head, actually, Dad, it does have a power rear view mirror. I will show that really, really quick. Again, I know it's in the opinion portion. Sorry, a power window. I apologize, which is really, really cool and a nice feature. So if you want to learn more about this truck, again, the 2016 Ford F-150, head to your local Ford dealer. Tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.